Hello everyone, welcome to Connect to Chess. Today we are going to analyze game between Gukesh and Sindarov. Gukesh who is the current world champion and Sindarov who just won the candidates tournament and will be challenging Gukesh for a world championship match. So at one side we have a calm, composed Gukesh and at other side we have Sindarov who is known for his attacking play. So let's quickly dive into the game. Game started with Sindaro as white and Gukesh playing as black. So Sindaro played e4, c6, knight f3, d5. So this is Karukan defense. d3, queen c7, pawn takes, c takes d, and here c4. So there are a couple of choices here. White can also play d4 here, but Sindaro opts for c4, which is the top choice recommended by engine. Knight f6, knight c3, and e6. g3 with the plan of fianchettoing the bishop, bishop b4 and bishop g2 takes, and here queen f4 attacking black's queen. So couple of choices, good choices for Gukesh here to play. So first is queen a5, or Gukesh can start with bishop takes c3 check, b takes c3, and then queen a5. So he starts with queen a5 though, and after takes, bishop takes, b takes, queen takes, forking the rook and the king. So bringing queen in between is a blunder. So Sindarov plays knight d2, also freeing up his bishop's diagonal to b7. And here Gukesh plays e5, attacking this bishop. This pawn is supported by the queen. So rook c3, trying to deflect the queen from the pawn's support. Gukesh plays queen a5, still supporting this pawn, and bishop g6 with the plan of bishop takes knight, pawn takes, and ruining the pawn structure. But Gukesh plays bishop g4, so gaining a tempo, attacking the bishop. Knight is supporting the bishop. So after queen c2, knight c6, castles. So Gukesh doesn't mind doubling up the pawns, as that would mean that white is giving up his dark squared bishop. And so right now white has pair of bishops, which is considered as strong in the open games. And as you see, this is an open game. So like we don't see any central pawns here, and this both the bishops are quite active. So Gukesh doesn't mind trading his knight with the bishop. Sindarov plays h3, bishop e6, takes, takes, and here comes knight e4. King g7 supporting this pawn, as there is no good way to support this pawn here. F4, trying to bust open the center. As you see, black's king is a little bit weak. The pawn structure is almost broken. Gukesh plays f5, knight g5, and here comes e4. So blocking the activity of this light squared bishop, but the knight on g5 is on a very good square. So queen b2 check, uh, king g8, king h2, and here comes queen b6, trying to centralize the queen. And here comes queen e2 with the idea of queen h5 and queen h7. So Gukesh plays queen d4. Now if we play queen h5, there is always an option to play queen g7, and there is nothing happening here. So after queen d4, Sindarov plays knight takes e4, which is a huge blunder. So I think Sindarov played this because Gukesh had very less time on his clock. He had just 40 seconds. Uh, so the plan might be like after pawn takes, pawn push, once bishop goes back, bringing the queen in with a check and trying to mate on g7, and as there was no time to calculate for Gukesh, this seemed like a logical like sacrifice, but Gukesh calculated it perfectly until the very end. So after f takes e4, pawn push, uh, bishop c8 is forced. Notice that bishop d7 is met with rook d1, attacking the queen and the bishop, and you cannot save both. So after bishop c8, rook d1, queen f6, queen takes pawn. Now simple idea with queen g4 check, and here comes rook d8. So now white is already a piece down. Rook takes, knight takes, and queen e8 check. King g7 and rook f4 with the idea of rook g4 check. But here comes h5 controlling that square, thus avoiding rook g4 check. And here comes queen e2. Sindarov uh, trying to attack the h5 pawn. So here, like, more good option was playing g4. So after g4, if black captures the pawn, then rook takes g4. It's already mate in 14 from here. So after king h7, queen g8 check. Here comes king h6 and queen f8 check. King h7, bishop e4. So supporting this pawn and then trying to play some tricks here. But um, Sindarov himself was in time pressure, so he played queen e2. And after bishop d7, queen takes pawn, knight c6. A very calm move, because as you can see, queen side is the king side is completely busted. There is rook g4 check coming in. This file is covered by queen. This file is covered by rook. But still, Kukesh plays knight c6. Very calm move. He says that okay, give as much as checks you want. I'll just escape my king and bring it to a safer square here. So after rook h3 with ideas of queen h7, Gukesh played rook e8, completely ignoring the queen h7 threat because he says I'll just escape my king here. So uh, Sindarov plays queen g4 check, king f8, queen f4, and here comes rook e2, pinning this bishop. So basically, white has to play with just these two pieces. Queen f3, rook takes pawn. Now Gukesh already being a piece up, and he again grabs one more pawn. So material wise, he's already doing good. So after queen e3, queen b2, threatening a checkmate on g2 square. Queen h6 check, king e8, queen h8 check. And here queen h8 check was actually forced. There is no other move because next move is a checkmate, and you cannot defend this bishop. You cannot support this bishop by any other piece. So queen h8 check was forced in order to trade the queen. So queen takes, rook takes, king e7, and from here on it was pretty much easy win for Gukesh. As you can see, he is a piece up, and the only threat for black is if this pawn advances to h8 square, because these are connected passed pawns and very strong passed pawns. But uh, Gukesh showed a very strong endgame technique to get out of this one. h4, knight e5, bishop d5, and here comes bishop c6. Remember, always we exchange our pieces when we are up in material. So h5, bishop takes, pawn takes, um, rook a1, h6, rook g1 check, um, king f4, and here after f6 and h7, rook takes g4. So basically, in this position, uh, white can also just play, black can also just play rook takes g4 check, giving up this knight, because if king takes knight, you can always just push the pawn and it's a beautiful checkmate. So king can't go here, can't go here, can't go here, and this completely file is covered by the rook. But both of these guys were in time pressure, so after f6, um, h7, rook takes check, forced king e3, and after knight f7, covering this square, white can't even capture this pawn because if rook takes pawn, there is rook g3 check, and again picking up the rook. So this was a lost position, and Sindarov resigned in this position. So a very good game between these two, a world championship match. Like we got a preview of world championship match, and you can also see a small fist bump from Gukesh once he won the match. So he's already feeling the heat of world championship match. Considering his form, some people were already ruling him out, but after this game, we can say that we have a good match on our hands for the world championship.